Hi everybody, I'm Brianna Nasons, and today we're going to talk about playing The Sims 4. Now, I'm not sure how many of you have played this game or maybe any of its predecessors before, but for a little background, I've been playing The Sims since I was in middle school, and that was Sims 2, but not a lot has changed, so we're going to kind of just jump right in, and the basic concepts are completely the same. Not to sound too shrewd, but basically the whole point of this game is to play God to a world that you create and characters you control. I think the game's really fun. There's so much to do and control and so very little that you can't do or make up. It's kind of like living in your own little world. So, in order to start you out here, we're going to visit one of the first families that existed in the original Sims game, the Goth family. Now, we're going to kind of take it little bit by bit, but I wanted to show you a few things first. Okay, we have arrived at the Goth mansion. We have Mortimer Goth, Bella Goth, Cassandra Goth, and Alexander Goth. And the original iterations of these characters were a little bit darker, but it looks like they've let up a little bit over the years. They've got a pretty eccentric home, but anyways, we're going to talk about the game first. So there is no definite final goal of The Sims. It's really non-linear. It kind of allows you to do whatever you want. There's a ton of expansions. You can honestly take the game in any direction you want at any given second. So yeah, it's kind of unpredictable. But yeah, we're going to talk first about, attending to your Sims because they're kind of like humans. And we can see here that each Sim has their own needs: bladder, hunger, energy, fun, social, hygiene, and they're autonomous for the most part, so they'll take care of themselves. But if you see it, you can definitely control them and have them interact with other people. But like here, we're going to have Bella and Mortimer, who are married, interact with each other. We're going to see if let's see what we can do. See if she'll blow him a kiss, just to see a fairly simple interaction. Looks like looks like Cassandra's got her tablet. Looks like modern times have caught up with these games. Oh, okay, so they're being cute with each other. Okay, we can see here that Bella Goth has a few wants, like to tell a joke, to buy a toy, to freshen up in the mirror. She's got a few like things that tell us how she's feeling. We can also see her skill levels, which is really neat because there's like 20 or 30 different skill Sims can build up to level 10 and become masters at it, and it's pretty amazing. It looks like her career right now is in intelligence research, so she's a secret agent, and she has a few things she has to do in order to level up in her career, just like anybody else would. Here's all the relationships she has, and let's see. Oh, some of her some of her characteristics. We've got romantic, good, gregarious, and family-oriented. That's an interesting bunch. We already showed needs. So now we're going to move on to money management. You can see here that they have this many simoleons in their household funds, and they can spend that how they would like. They also earn money in their careers, 19 simoleons an hour, so on the lower side, but she'll move her way up there. They have a pretty impressive house, but pretty sure this has been in the family for a while, so we can take a look through that and see. That there's so much you can do with houses. I could do a whole tutorial on it, so I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it doesn't mean we can't take a nice look at how everything looks. Okay. Yeah, so that's about it for them, but we can also take you into build mode, and I can show you that little changes could be made to their house. You can choose paint colors, roof kind, types, doors, windows, any kind of furniture you can imagine. There's thousands of objects, and I can't even imagine how they begin to develop all of this, but it's pretty expansive, and honestly, it's probably one of my favorite parts of the game is building a house in The Sims. So you can see just by looking at our characters that they're pretty customizable, and you can do a lot with them. They can wear lots of things. They can look lots of different ways. You can make them look like people you know, though I wouldn't highly suggest it. Yeah, it's pretty nifty. Sometimes you can tell how their appearances definitely match their personalities in The Sims, which I always find really funny. There's a lot of development and interaction that goes on, so over time, you'll notice relationships blooming, friendships happening. Sometimes they'll even make enemies with each other, which is really, really fascinating to watch. Interactions, there's, any option from romantic, which, since they're married, we're going to go ahead with. Friendly, funny, mischievous, which always crack me up because they tend to do the funniest things. And then you have mean, which I wouldn't recommend because, yikes, bad things can happen in this game. So we're going to go back out here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about the skill. So each sim has their own set of skills, as I said, and you can use any object at all to learn skills. They can play with each other, learn with each other. There's all sorts of, like, when she plays chess, she's going to gain the logic skill, like you can see right here. And, the more and more she does that, the higher, the more she can advance in her career. So, yeah, that's just a few things that I can talk about in this game without going way too far into it. There's hour-long tutorials on YouTube if y'all want to know more, but I know I'm limited, so I don't want to go too far. But I did want to show you a little bit more. I'm going to go back to the worlds, and we're just going to go back. Okay, as you can see, there was the goth house we were in, but this is the whole city they live in. There's libraries, there's gyms, there's museums and parks. It's incredible how much these Sims have access to. And if you ever want help in this game, there's lessons. There's all sorts by, every single expansion pack. You can learn anything. So you can completely pick this game up and not have played it before, and you can learn so much and get so much out of it. Personally, I think you can learn a lot about, human interaction, money management, any sort of customization. You're learning a lot about design, human development, skill gaining. I mean, honestly, it just goes on. It's honestly learning a lot about life in general, and I would recommend this game for anybody of any age group. There's a few themes in it that might be inappropriate, but they do their best to stay away from anything too offensive in this game. But yeah, this has honestly been my favorite game since I was pretty young, so I wanted to share it with y'all, and thanks so much for listening. Bye, guys.